Doemal, welcome back to the channel. Now we're gonna talk about this specific subject, social media. Now, I've talked in a previous video about the things that are more than just NoFap. In other words, that NoFap isn't the only thing that you need to focus on, right? You got a sugar addiction, caffeine addiction, social media as well. Now here is something that I saw that I see that was placed 7 years ago. Excuse me for my mispronunciation. I didn't read that well, but this is something that has been written 7 years ago, back in 2015. Now, as you guys can see, NoFap community has been made since 2011, June 20. Now, I also talk about social media, like no social media, right? How Instagram, Facebook, etc. They're all just a waste of time. Of course, one thing that you need to pay attention to is that social media does help with your business. If you're starting a business, social media is perfect. But for this particular reason that is not related to business, social media is a big issue. It consumes a lot of your time, but I really mean a lot of your time. It was designed to keep you in a loop that you would barely get out, and you waste tons of dopamine on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Now I'm going to talk about this topic here. Remove social media from your life, which is something that I will do myself eventually. So let's begin. I have completely removed social media from my life as of about 3 weeks ago. Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. By the way, as of now, we also have TikTok and more. But let me continue. Part of my reason is for this is because it adds temptation triggers that could interfere with my goal, which is NoFap. Many girls I know post some very provocative stuff every now and then. And with my P addiction, obsessed brain, I find myself imagining effing many of them and wanting to talk to them for that reason. However, there is much more important reason for removing my online social life. It's the issue of instant gratification. There have been studies, many of them easy to find online, which I will do tomorrow, about the effects of social media is having on our brains. Like I said, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to show you some studies about the effects of social media has on your brain. And I was very addicted to social media. So let me continue. If you really think about it, try to imagine not having your iPhone or computer. Maybe you have tried removing it before, and it sucks. I've had friends whose iPhones have broken and they literally get a major anxiety and freak out and go and buy an iPhone 4. By the way, iPhone 4 was new at that time. Or use their friend's phone so they can check up on their cyber social life. How much of your day is occupied by having text messages, notifications popping up your phone? How many times do you find yourself just waiting and waiting for the next text, or for a girl to like your picture back on Instagram, Facebook, etc.? Aside from it being an unhealthy trigger, it also is spiking your dopamine periodically throughout the entire day, interfering with your mental healing process, which is exactly why I said in the previous videos that NoFap isn't the only solution. There is more to it. See, the spider web is bigger than you think. Let me continue. It just makes perfect sense to me now how social media could be an underlying problem for many of us and how much it can hinder our progress with NoFap. It has been very difficult so far, however extremely rewarding. It frees up so much of my day to do reading and a lot of studying online on subjects that interest me. Let my mind wander, and it creates ideas, enables me to think about my future, what I want out of life, and who I want in my life. I thoroughly am enjoying it. I find it to significantly help with my abstinence, I'm on hard mode, and NoFap. I find that whenever I am age, I was going on Facebook and starting up conversations with girls and viewing their pictures, adding friends, searching out new girls. Sounds familiar? Yes, it should, because it's a lot like P. Being able to view multiple women, multiple tabs, fast forwarding, watching, TS, and whatnot. So give it some thought. Obviously, I assume others have proposed this idea. I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree, of that I'm aware. It has really helped me. I do feel lonely at times, but that is okay. So many people I see are completely unable to be alone. All the more reason to put yourself in that position. A strong man, a real man, can endure solitude. I will not let anything get in my way of my healing from this addiction. I will endure all this pain and hardship because it is weaknesses leaving my body, and in that I find true happiness. Hope all is well with you, fellas. No one is stronger or more dangerous than a man who can control his emotions. Absolutely, but not only that, no one is stronger than a man that can control his desires and lust. Once a man is able to control that, once a woman has no longer control over his hormones, that man is dangerous, like really dangerous. Imagine yourself being like this, and that adding no social media to it. So a girl comes up to you and thinks she can play you, using arousal, etc. You, however, because you're so mentally strong, can easily resist, which in this case she cannot manipulate you. Therefore, she will have no control over you or any other girl, especially when you are in your purpose. So dig this here, guys. This is an absolute important subject. Social media has a lot of issues. But I'm not also talking about Facebook, Instagram. No. YouTube as well. I'm not knocking YouTube because it makes people money and it can broadcast important information just like this. However, you will find that people, regardless of their gender and regardless of their age, will scroll watching useless stuff. Now, in my honest opinion, if you're going to use YouTube, please use it for educational purposes only. Like viewing my videos about this subject, viewing other people's videos about making money or doing other stuff or being creative, like their tutorials, so on and so forth. Now that is a great way to use YouTube. And of course, other social media platforms that has similar videos as well. But nowadays, people are consuming social media and they cannot live without it. And that's a big issue. Now tomorrow, I'm going to give you some more thoughts about this, some more insight, along with the video about the studies, so you have a better understanding to get rid of the spider web. So when you're using social media, you're going to use it in a controlled way, that it no longer has effect on you, just like girls no longer have effect on you, trying to manipulate you, using your hormones against you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's it for today's video. Thank you for listening to me, and if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. As for always, doe normaal.